Hello, Mystic Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy I Randomizer. In this episode, we're hopefully gonna go and empty out all of these here Mystic Key Treasures and find the Oxyale. That would be the hope, at least, so that we can enter what the speedrunners would call Go Mode, and I don't care about that, and, you know, beat the game, wrap it all up in, one night, which is great. More pro rings that I don't need because I can buy them, and so I of course did. So there are a few Mystic Key locations, and I have the slot for them on my tracker, although the slot is a bit less necessary since we've gotten the magic key so late. If you get the magic key really late or really early, you don't really need to have a tracker like that. For me, if you have a bunch of, gosh, I'm saying, oh, I should probably do something about that and sound less like a stuttering numbskull. When you get the key late, you have to go back and check everything anyway, so you don't need to remember what you have and haven't checked, because you haven't checked anything. If you get the key early, you don't have to remember what you have and haven't checked, because you check everything the first time you go there. Silver bracelet, not very good. That's at least how I feel about the Mystic Key. I usually prefer to get it early because it, of course, means more goodies earlier. But, you know, what can you do? A cap? That's actually pretty vanilla. I think for the other side of the temple. And, you know, the phrase, hello, Mystic Tubers, that is stolen from another guy who's played a Final Fantasy randomizer on YouTube. A fella by the name of Blue Ankelo, who I have not seen anything not Final Fantasy randomizer related from. I mean, I think he does, like, general Final Fantasy stuff, but, you know, shoutouts to Blue Ankelo and Brick Road, as I mentioned earlier, which is, you know, kind of a weird thing. I might be a bit out of line giving shoutouts to these fellows who, you know, they're certainly not PewDiePie, but they are noticeably more there we are, Oxyale. We are now in Go Mode, which means I can elect to check things or not check things as I wish. We're not going to check Marsh Cave, at least, which is great. Money. Wooden helmet. Gold. 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 But yeah, it's a bit strange to be making references to other YouTubers for several reasons, right? One of which is that, like, you know, you don't give shoutouts to people who are much bigger than you, but it just feels like the thing you're supposed to say. So maybe I'm a bit out of line, and apologies to the 3 people who care about internet etiquette in such a specific fashion if I am. But the other thing is that, you know, it's kind of weird, because I don't really know any of these people on a personal level. Like, I'm not their, I ain't their buds, their brohams. I'm not in their Discord groups. I just watched their Final Fantasy randomizers. In fact, I didn't even really, can't hold Silverhammer, so I just can't fight him. Interesting. Well, I guess Astos gets to live. We've created a timeline where Astos lives, guys. He'll oppress the elves forevermore, which is fine, because no one likes elves. Everyone wants the elves to be oppressed, so it's not really our problem if Astos tortures them. But, yeah, it's just, because I don't know these guys, right? I don't even really know their channels that well, because I only watch the randomizers. And yet, here I am, saying shoutouts, right? To people much bigger than me. It just is a bit weird, but I suppose doing weird things that don't make much sense is a bit it's consistent with my, personality, and, of course, the whole message of this series, which is that you can't always use good ideas. You know. And speaking of, they have, those 2 fellows in question have done, multiple final... Can I learn Saber? I cannot. I can learn Dark, which is not any good. Lamp. Cure 4, at least. Yeah, I can learn Cure 4. Heal 3. Yeah, those are good. I can, at the, very least... get those spells. But yeah, a lot of people who do randomizer runs in general, right? And I watch, I kind of seek out new randomizers to watch because I need to go to Elfland Castle too. because I think they basically are just like a nice, relaxing sort of thing to finish one's day with. I think they make good sleep sounds, more or less, which is why I should let my weird friend, who would put the white noise, static background tracks for the video so that they can make true Final Fantasy I randomizer ASMR for fall asleep instantly, no bad dreams. Right, and here we are. Is you trying? You know, and what was I saying? You know, but I haven't. But most people who do randomizers, they tend to do multiple series about different runs. You know, I've been thinking about a few different Final Fantasy randomizer runs I could do, because there's actually a lot of really interesting modes that they have put into the game. And I'm not going to worry too much about the treasures, because we don't have to, because we are in go mode. So I may check the mermaid room, just for, like, ribbons or whatever. Or because I forgot which way is which in this temple. Let me check the map, because we are in go mode, and in go mode you must go fast. Yeah, we'll just run to the mermaid room and check. But you know, there's the Lich's Revenge mode, which I've played before and I think is very interesting, so I'd be pretty fascinated to do a series of that. There's also the Tavern Recruitment mode, which I don't think I've seen anyone play that, or I don't think I've actually seen anyone play any of the alternate modes for Final Fantasy Randomizer, and mind you, I have not sought them out with great diligence, but, you know, since they didn't immediately come up, I figure, hey, you know, maybe this would be a fun thing that people haven't really had as much of a chance to get a peek at. Money, just money that I don't need. But yeah, there's a lot of cool modes, a lot of really interesting features and options that the randomizer has. One thing that I thought would be really fun to do would be to do, there's something called Chaos Rush mode, where you basically have access to the final boss right away, and it's just a matter of how quickly can you get ready to beat him. And I thought, well, you know, there's also a randomizer option to, darn, that's not great. Also a randomizer option to make it so that every item in the game casts a spell, and I thought, hey, you know, if you combine those two ridiculous things, that would be kind of fun, right? That could be a neat little, experience, where it's you just rapidly accumulate powerful artifacts to see how quickly you can get enough of them ready to conquer, to kill chaos. Because we need to kill chaos. It's not just a desire, it's more like a hunger or a thirst. And I sympathize with that desire, because I feel the same way about writing fanfiction, since I don't have good time management skills. I don't even know why I'm clearing out all these chests. Most of them are not probably gonna... What could they possibly have that I would need? I have ribbons for most of my party. I've got pro rings on everyone. I've got Excalibur, Masamune, dragon swords. What do I need from any of these chests, really? I mean, because all I'm getting is money, you know. Oh yeah. I don't think I had many other plans for runs I could do besides that. I think that was a pretty comprehensive overview of all my cool things that I was gonna do. But, you know, they're just projects to have in the pipeline, things to consider. You know, I don't make a ton of videos. You might notice if you look at my channel page and notice that there's probably like a year gap, or 2-year gap, or God knows what, between this video, or this series, and the last time I uploaded anything. But, you know, I don't make videos unless I really feel a sort of passionate desire to do so. I don't make videos that I don't want to actually sit down and make. I don't make videos to fill quotas for an upload schedule. I don't even move my character to fill quotas in an upload schedule, because the less urgency I display, the longer the series goes, and therefore the more ad revenue I would qualify for if any of my videos were monetized. But they are not, because I think ads are dumb, and I encourage you to use ad blocker. Now, yeah, I was saying something, but then I forgot it. Anyway, point being, I don't make a lot of videos because I don't necessarily always feel like making a video, and if I don't feel like making a video, I don't. And, you know, there are a lot of videos that I would, like to make, but that, because of my general low video making skill level, are essentially higher effort. They are hard, because I am not good at making videos, they would be harder to make than I am, like, necessarily willing to put up with. Whereas if I were a good man, or I were a talented fellow, a talented video maker, it would be fairly easy to make it. Oh, and another Excalibur, so you could just get tons and tons of Excaliburs. In fact, I'm gonna drop some of these useless weapons just because having extra Excaliburs lying around in your inventory is a great flex that you can do on your enemies. You know, just, so yeah, I could kill you with 2 of these swords, but I only need the 1, because there's no dual wielding in this game. I've been thinking of a couple other possible projects that I could do videos of. Thought about doing some reviews. And I don't want to make videos that I don't watch, right? If I wouldn't watch it, you know, why would I want to subject someone else to watching it? But probably worse than someone else has done it, because, you know, I mean, I don't think my videos are all that great. Due in no small part to my stuttering lack of charisma and generally high-pitched, unappealing voice. Oh dear log, that's a useless spell, actually, doesn't matter. But, you know, I don't watch necessarily a lot of, like, non-randomizer Let's Plays. So, even though I made the channel with the explicit purpose of making Let's Plays, I just haven't made many, because I thought to myself, well, I wouldn't really want to watch it, right? Because, you know, like, thought about doing, like, a Let's Play of, like, some Fire Emblem games, but that would just take hours and hours, and I prefer Let's Plays that are a bit shorter than hours and hours of my valuable time that I can't get back. You know? Another Aegis shield, too. Wow, this really would have been a great seed for, Knights. Well, I mean, especially because you can buy them, so you probably would have them already by this point. And I think you go through this door, yeah. You know, now I do watch randomized Let's Plays, and that's why I felt a bit more comfortable making this series. But I think something I'd like to do, it's different, is I'd like to make some, like, maybe reviews or something, you know? Because I tend to prefer short form content, you know? Like stuff that's a bit more denser and a bit goes by a little quicker. Not because I want the video to be over, but because I want videos that leave me wanting more, rather than videos that leave me feeling like it's gone on long enough. And the same thing for games, you know, time is valuable. You can't afford to just waste it on silly nonsense, which is why I wasted on silly nonsense like Final Fantasy randomizers. Because yes, it's very silly, but it is at least disproportionately fun compared to how much, you know, it might not actually be productive. Yeah, that's enough yelling. Come at me, boy. I'm your teacher. I'll show you how it goes. And we'll go with Fast on the Knight, Magic Fast on the Red Mage, and we'll use Dark, why not? Because I never use it, so hey, what's the worst that could happen? Ineffective, of course it is. Can never inflict status effects on the bosses, which you would actually want to. And you can use nukes, because why not? You can use Fade, because why not? Bang. And that's 6 hits for lots of damage, but didn't seem to do any crits, which is unfortunate. When you get crits is when you really... Oh, dear. Yeah, Kraken has quite a bit of physical power, because he has 8 hits, owing to his, you know, tentacles that are very powerful. I don't know why I attacked there instead of doing the thing, like the Fade spell. Man. You know, speaking of dense, you know, short-form video content, I sure do miss 10-minute videos on YouTube, right? Not that the time limit was necessarily, like, something I miss necessarily, but there was a certain innocent simplicity to having 10-minute videos and a series of videos that are now, like in this series, where, you know, I don't know how I'm going to divide everything up, but I imagine the episodes are probably going to be, like, somewhere between 20 and 40 minutes each. You know, there is something uniquely innocent and, you know, early 2000s about 10-minute videos, which, you know, having 9-minute and 59-second videos, that all of your stuff is divided into, you know, I mean, maybe it's not really that it's better, although I think the fact that it encouraged shorter videos that were, you know, more quality over quantity of runtime, that was nice. I don't know why I have so many houses, probably bought them all. And let's check these bats, because I think they have hints. Kraken is a speed bump, has a weak attack, can hit you half a dozen times, and is super hard to hit. Uncle Caleb, who I assume is a reference to somebody, said Carrie is a speed bump, has a weak attack, can hit you half a dozen times, and has weak armor, and can crack you like an egg. The ancient scrolls say that Chaos is extremely tough, has a pretty powerful attack, and has extra thick armor. Well, I suppose that's fitting for the final boss. Hear this, Light Warrior. Tima is not very tough, is easy to hit, has pretty thick armor, and will probably nuke you. Ouch, should be wary of that, because that's like 200 to 300 damage. Tetron warns, you know, that Lich is a speed bump, has weak attack, is sitting duck, and has weak armor and probably nuke you. Like, I don't know what the speed bump thing is, but whatever. Anyway. The Temple of Fiends, yes. But we're gonna run away from most of these bottles. I should have maybe bought some heal potions. But, you know, I don't know. I just have a strong degree of nostalgia for the early 2000s. You know, I will always miss 2006. It's just, you know, it was a sweeter, more innocent time, you know? It was, well, I don't know if it was more innocent, but it was like, it was more naive, so you could perceive it more innocently. Even if it wasn't really all that, even if it wasn't necessarily, like, better. I mean, in some ways, you know, that might have been better. I think I preferred the old school internet, where, you know, where instead of everyone having a Discord server and a subreddit, they had, like, forums, you know, that were more individual. I definitely prefer forums to the current layout of the internet. But, you know, I guess I'm just old-fashioned like that, and you need the loot to open this. And there's a magic key door somewhere along the way. Yeah, I think this one is it. So it's not even, like, right at the start. So, geez, I forget the exact, layout of the Chaos Shrine. Because I'll usually play with it, shortened, because I don't like to, spend time on things. Why would I spend time on the final dungeon? I mean, why do you expect me to engage with the game? What are you, silly? I do not remember if that said I can't run or not. I'm going to assume it didn't. Yeah, no, I think it probably said chance to strike first. Yes, and this is the right way, because we come down this hallway and we go. You know, I miss the Wild West sort of era of the internet. That's kind of what I think the internet should be like. More of a, sort of a wild land where you can run between the forums are like little townships where, you know, if you sally your name in one place, you can, flee to another and establish a new identity. I don't know, I think there's something very beautiful about the sort of, the ability to wipe your slate clean like that. Magic. Fast on, Larry, sure. Might not even be worth it. But, you know, we'll try it anyway. And it's gonna suck, of course, if Lich just dies in the next hit, which he will, of course. So that was a waste of a fast spell, but oh well. Lesson learned. Probably maybe won't do that for, Carrie, because Carrie is, well, no, Carrie is supposed to have thick armor, right? So it might actually be worth it to get those extra crits. Anyway. Yeah, man. You know. But hey, you know, I don't mean to be too harsh on the idea of a Discord server, because I don't like centralization, right? And I prefer, like, you know, spread out, internet communities. That doesn't mean there's no there's, you know, I'm just against all of them without, any exception. You know, there's a Discord server for the Final Fantasy Randomizer I, maybe could check out, because I obviously enjoy, playing it. Although I don't really know what I would have to contribute to a community. And there you go, that was not a waste of a fast spell, because we just one-shot the boss. Hooray. Bang bop, and you are not actually a teleporter, right? Run away, run away, run away, bravely run away, away, doodly doodly doo. That's the wrong way. Whoops. Yeah, see? Kind of know what I'm doing. Don't know everything that I'm doing. And it's made worse by the fact that, like, the doors in this game, like, they resemble the walls way too much, but I'm not gonna ask the randomizer team to change the whatchamacallit, the tiles like that. Fight, magic, fast. Because I think because Crack, we shouldn't need, because Tiamat has weak armor, I think, so I don't remember all the hints already. But I'm going to assume that I'm not going to need, like, a ton of fast charges to deal with Tiamat and Chaos. Although, obviously, you're going to want to have, like, at least, 2 each, right? And you can just cast fast on yourself. Item Cure 4 Shirt on Moo. And item Fire 3 Gauntlet. Critical hit, there we go. Ouch, that's reasonably strong, although not too bad, thankfully. Fight. Item Cure 4 Shirt, your main boy, and we'll run a heal 3, why not? And yeah, he's got definitely thick armor. We're gonna be certainly relying on crits to knock through that. There we go. That was some good crits. And we're not gonna and you might notice that there are chests in the final dungeon. There are chests in the Chaos Shrine, but anything that is not in the way, that is not, like, just right there, I'm not gonna bother with, because, like, I've got the Masamune. What would I get? Like, an extra Masamune that I don't need? Who would I give it to? To my mages that shouldn't be attacking anyway? This is the wrong menu. Now, there's no real, use for that sort of thing. And we'll also flag Cure 3 on a few dudes. Because this is Tiamat, and once we get past Tiamat, we're pretty much near the end of the game. Fight, magic, fast Larry, magic. Just use Nuke, because I don't think we're going to need that many charges of it. And you have 9 charges of Fade, so, I mean, maybe it was a little too conservative with them, but I suppose we were running away from all the battles, so it's not like we had much opportunity to waste them. And alas, unlike Final Fantasy X, you cannot see what the turn order is going to be, so you end up, fasting a guy after he attacks. Whoops. Oh well. Yeah. I guess you would kind of just have to expect it, right? Do critical hits. In the NES game, it would have just said critical hit, doesn't tell you how many. But, the randomizer makes many generous changes, and there we go. There are no encounters on this floor, so we are safe to run around without healing up until we enter the door. Let me see this handsome lad here. He's very evil and handsome looking. What horrible plans could he be planning to do? Well, we gotta chug a bunch of, RX drugs. We gotta pop all our pills before we go find out. Let's see what his deal is. It's Garland from the first boss in the game, right? He was sent 2,000 years into the past by the Fiends, so that he could send the Fiends into the future, and then the Fiends would send him into the past, and then he could unleash his, frickin' power and become Chaos. I don't really know how that happened, but yeah, man, I mean, it may seem kind of silly to us today, but this was probably, like, the most mind-blowing plot twist any, like, game had ever pulled off when this game came out. It must have been just an earth-shattering thing. To not only that there was, like, a plot twist, right? But that, the first boss came back as the final boss, right? That probably blew people's minds in ways that we, mortals, living in present year, cannot comprehend. We cannot appreciate, how the mold is broken, because, we were born after it was broken. Came back later. Our magic is doing decent damage, although if our physical attackers are getting stunned a lot, that's gonna sort of inhibit their usefulness. I don't know how much Chaos HP has in vanilla, but he can one-shot our white mage, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully our physical attackers... Okay, like, you are hasted, right? Like, let's try fast on Larry again. Make sure it didn't... Okay, yeah, that's not good. Critical. Fight. Magic nuke. Oh dear, are we gonna lose? We're gonna get a game over. Fire 3. Okay, that's not gonna kill us. Come on, baby. Oh, 8 damage. Okay, fight, please. Temper? Maybe to have temper on him or something? Okay, why aren't you his crit rate is very, very low. Alright, item, cure 4 shirt on our dude, please. And he's down. Well, it's good knowing you, Final Fantasy Randomizer run. I guess we're not gonna see the end of it. Unless we can, like, really... Unless we kill... Nope. Whoops. Well, that was a bit unlucky. I guess we just have to, I guess we just gotta try again. Whoops. Oh well. You know, give me a minute. I'm gonna relieve my, my voice and, cry a bit.